one's here yet, I will wait for a moment because this is a tutorial video today. So I kind of would like to be able to teach someone live so that they're not coming in, just in the middle of it. So today, I'm going to explain what we're doing, I guess. So today, we have a, half-made terrarium. It has the dirt and the rocks in it already, and I'm going to teach you how to add the plants to it. I have moss and I have plants, both, and then some skewers, for assistance, because it is quite a long bottle. It would be kind of hard to get in there with your fingers, if you know what I mean. And then another thing we're doing today is for all of my pan folk and for all of my, if you're a furry, which is, I respect that, or Etherean, whatever, you do you. I'm going to be working on this tail a little bit, and I'm going to be showing you how to add more layers to it with simply yarn, a lot of yarn, a stencil of your choice, and scissors, because scissors can't do nothing without scissors, obviously. So, which one should I start on? I think I'm going to start working on the tail, and then when people join, I will start working on the bottle, since that is kind of a hands-on activity, because I want to ask you guys, aka the viewers, where I should put everything. Oh, hello there. Beautiful. Oof, lay that there. How are you today? Okay, yellow. Oh, okay. Hopefully you are doing well, my beautiful viewers. Ooh, that's loud. And to anyone with headphones on, I am so sorry because this might be a little bit loud. Hello there. Ooh, two people. Right now, I am working on the side thing. If you guys want to see the terrarium, I can definitely show you how to do that, though, if you want. Make sure to comment what you would like me to do. Oof. Oh, wow. Hello. Hi, everyone. I am currently working on a tail right now, and so far, I'm just wrapping the yarn around here. Hello. How are you today? Hopefully doing great, my beautiful people. So far. And then, what you have to do is you wrap it around there. I do it about 23 times around this container, the specific container, but that's for the desired fur length. That's just me. You do it however long you'd like, however many times you like, depending on how thick you want it. I find that 23 times around works best, and then I'm just double knotting it right here to make sure it stays. Hello. What is this? Hi, okay. So, and then I took this piece and I went under all the yarn so that I could tie it again so that it would stay. Hold on, let me cut the string real quick. Boop. See, just like that. And then you tie it again for good measures. Alrighty, there we go. Double knot it for good measures again. Perfect, just like that. Then you flip it over, pull that out, flip it over, and just get right under all of the yarn so that you can cut it. And then try and get as center as possible, just like that. Perfect. Then you take it off. You take this piece, the big one. You set it on there. Hold on, let me find my tie part. There we go. You set it where you need the fur. You take this piece, try to get it as good as you can. Put it between the two pieces that you need to tie, and you just tie it. There's a lot of tying. That's all I will say about this, is there's a lot of tying. And if you're just starting a tail or anything really, all you have to do is, you see how there's a knot at the top of here? You just knot it, and then you start doing that, and then you just slide it down. See how it's kind of up? You just push it right down, and then you can fluff it out however you want, and it looks really pretty. Ta-da! And then usually what I do is I do this pattern 3 times, and for what I'm doing here is I'm doing it 3 times for each color, so that it makes like a layered, you know, like that. And then so that it can have a nice pattern, and so that it's still thick enough that you can see it underneath the next color that you have. Right now I only have 2 of the yellow because I started on the yellow before the live and I didn't finish the rest of it. For my pansexual friends here, I am doing a kind of pansexual flag because why not? Why not? It's fun, and it looks kind of like cotton candy colors, and it's really pretty, and I like it, personally. I'm not pansexual personally, but I think it's really cute. And then the tail, it's really cute too. I saw it from a user on Pinterest. I could not tell you their name. I am so sorry. But yes. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 23 around. Then you cut that off, and then if it's needed, you can like squish it together, and then flip it over just like that. You take the same colored yarn, preferably, and you put it right under there, just like that. You pull it up, pull it through. This piece is going to be kind of annoying. Then you tie it, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Boop, just like that. And then you double knot it for good measures, because yarn doesn't like to stay together, in case you don't know. It's very hard to keep together. Don't know why. It is, though. Then you cut this a little bit longer than it's needed, just so that it stays. And then you're going to slide it, just like you did the first time, underneath of all of the yarn, and then tie it again. Make sure it's double knotted, because, again, yarn does not like to stay at all. And it's really hard to keep it, actually. Like, I tried brushing this. I made another one of these, and I tried brushing out the yarn after it was already done, and it completely destroyed it because my knots weren't tight enough. Because I only tied it once instead of going under and tying it again. So we're going to not do that again. We're not making that mistake again. And I'm telling you guys so that you can maybe not make that mistake. Then you just put the yarn where it's needed. In my case, it's needed in the middle. Just like that. Then, the hard part, you gotta try and get it around the big string, even though it keeps wanting to turn for some reason. There we go. Then you can just lay it back down and tie it again. It's all double knots. It's really easy, but takes forever to do. There we go. And then you just slide it on down. Then you can fluff it out however much you want. Just like that. I like to shake it out a little bit. Makes it a little bit floofier. Makes the top look like not very good, but that's okay, because you can brush it out with your fingers and it won't pull the yarn out, unlike if you brush it with a brush. The brush, if you try and brush this with a hairbrush per se, it will pull the yarn out of the parts unless you have it like extremely tied down. But yeah, so the color that comes after yellow is pink. So then you'll want to take your next color and then you'll just repeat the process. Add a Q&A. Should I try a Q&A? Okay, I'm gonna try the Q&A. Let's see. Make should should I do the tail or terrarium? Done. Okay. Start Q&A? Yeah, that's good. That was great. Okay, beautiful. Now we have a Q&A. Oh, by the way, in case you weren't here earlier in the video, let me set the tail aside. The terrarium in question is this, and what we will be doing with it when we do get to it, because we will hopefully get to it, is we will be putting the plants in it, just like that, you know? And then we have skewers to help put it in, because it is a long bottle, and it takes a while. So, yeah. Should I do the tail or the terrarium? Make sure to answer that Q&A. Because it helps me know what you guys want, and helps me get a little bit of an idea for what I should do. For now, until the Q&A is answered a few times, I will work on the tail for now, just so that we can hopefully rack up a few more viewers and try and get some, something done, because this is a DIY live, trying to teach you guys how to do something, because why not? Hopefully my viewers are crafty people, because that's kind of my target, because that's what I do, and yeah. Alrighty, got that wrapped around. Now cut, snip and snip, just like that. Then wrap it around. Hello, how are you today? Oh. Tie this up, just like so. There we go, all nice and tied up. There we go. And then cut this a little bit longer than necessary. Perfect. And then go right back under again. Right back under. Perfect. Ooh. The sneeze. There we go. And then again for good measures. There we go, perfect. Then again, you cut it. Have you guys ever seen the movie Holes? I just watched it, and it's been a while. It has been a long while since I've seen that movie. It's pretty good. In case you haven't ever watched it, it's about this boy named Stanley, and his whole family has bad luck because of this so-called dirty, rotten like grandfather that they had that stole this pig, and some shoes fell on him, and they were a famous person's shoes, and so he got arrested because they thought that he stole them, and he goes to this juvenile camp called Camp Green Lake, and they have to dig holes as quote-unquote character building, and it's just crazy. They have to dig holes, and like eventually the owner, the warden, hopes that they find something that she's been looking for since her grandpa was young. And yeah, it's a pretty good movie. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it, because again, just a pretty good movie in general. Hello, newcomers. How are you today? Alrighty, there we go. Wrapped around there 23 more times. Oop, I missed the cut. There we go. And then there we go. You know, guys, make sure to comment on the Q&A, because that again does really help. Helps me know what I should do in my lives, because I honestly don't know what you guys like. Most of my lives, the last 2 of my lives, I've had people ask me to do voice impressions, and normally, I mean, I'm a content creator. I am more of a DIY content creator than a, voice actor. So I like to do crafty things with you. But if there is anything that you'd like to see me do in a coming like short or video or live, nothing, then make sure to just tell me, because I will definitely see what I can do. And I think it'd be really fun. Oh my gosh, my phone's at 15? Ah, no. Okay. Well, I guess this live is going to have to be a shorter one. I'm not going to leave yet, because I've only been on here for 17 minutes. But once my phone gets down to like 5%, I'm going to have to leave, I guess. Yay. Alright, so we have this one almost done, if I can get the last knot in. Oh, we're struggling. Okay, there we go. Nope, or not. I guess not. Wow, I'm really bad at this. You would think I'd be better at this. Tying knots, If I can get these apart. There we go. There we go. Done. Now just gotta cut it open. There we go. And repeat the process of tying it on here. Perfect. I am victorious in tying. So, how are you guys today? I know I've already asked that, but nobody responded, and it's so sad. Tying is hard, guys. Tying is hard. There we go. Shake it out a little bit. Da-da-da-da-da. It's a party. There we go. And then just comb it out a little bit, make it look nicer with the fingers. Oop. If it would stop spinning on me. There we go. Much better. Just kind of brush it out. Press it down a little bit more. Perfect. Now, because I do have quite a few people in here, I'm going to work a little bit on the terrarium, because I think that would be, kind of fun. Personally, I think it would be. So, what to do first? you want to take some moss or any green leaf that you think would look nice in there, and then you're going to try and shove it in there. Now, you're going to have to fold, or I'm going to have to fold this moss in half to try and fit down there, because I have a small bottle lid opening, you know. And there you go, just push it down in there. Then you can take your skewers and you can press it down around where you need it. Now that's the reason I have two, so I can, you know, grab it and everything like how I need it. Just like that. Now I'm going to press it down into the dirt here to try and get it, or not, I guess I can't get it to stay. That's okay. And then I'm going to try and push it over to the side where I need it, because I do need it in the side. There we go. If it'll stay there possibly. There we go. And then we move on to the next piece. It's really easy to make one, and then the only bad part about folding it is it's kind of hard to get unfolded once it's inside of the terrarium. That is really the only downside, and this one I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit so that it's not so thick, or not so big, I guess. Here are my scissors, and then I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the bottom. And then afterwards I will clean up the mess, just so that it's not as thick trying to go into the bottle, because the dirt does add a little bit of like girth to it, I guess, making it harder to put in the bottle. There we go. Sweet, perfect. Perfecto. Then hard part of getting it unfolded once it's in there, which this one, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this one to unfold. Oh wait, nope, never mind, I got it. There we go. Now, to try and push it down so that it can make a mossy floor. There we go, perfect. And now we have that. And then we have our last piece, which, let me look where it's needed at. Okay, so we need to try and get that piece right there, and then in the side there. And we're, again, just going to try and slowly push that down into the bottle. There we go. Perfect. And then I'll stick that in there. Press that here into the side. Stick this right down there. And stick that one right down there. Perfect. Then we also have some clovers to put in there. And we also have some clovers to put in there. I see. Okay, one person. That we can just drop in like that. Because they're thinner, they can just easily get in there. And then we're going to try and move the clovers so that we can put the roots down in the ground. There we go, just like that. And there you have it. You have a finished terrarium. And then if you want, you could add more details to the inside. Like maybe add some little fairy lights. They'd get really nasty because it is a terrarium. It's self-sustaining. So they would get a little bit nasty if you put some fairy lights or anything in there. But it would be pretty cute, I think. It'd light it up a little bit. And then you could also put like a little handmade mushroom in there, or like little figurines. Really, it just depends on what you're into, what you want with it. And then make sure to pick up your mess, because with moss, the dirt from the bottom does make a mess. Watch out. Like that. Pick up the dirt. Usually, really, you should work with something underneath of you to help control that dirt. But I forgot to grab something for it. There you go. And then you'll also want to get like a cork or something to seal it. I have a cork for it. And so yeah. Yes, I know the cork isn't on all the way. I need to water it before I put it on all the way. And then it'd be done. Watch out. That is an important detail though that I forgot to mention. Make sure if you are doing this that you put some water in there before you seal it tightly, because even though it is self-sustaining, it does need water the first time before you seal it. So if you want to just give it a little spritz or just pour a little bit in there, that would be perfect. Speaking of pouring things, make sure to pour some hearts in the chat. And then, yeah, you just really just move it around. You can just arrange it however you want. I'm trying to get it so that it's a little bit more flat in there, the moss, so that the moss is a little bit more flat in there. But it seems that the moss is going to be difficult and doesn't want to do that. So I'm not going to get that result. But that's okay because it looks like a little kind of mountain in there. It's looking cute. It's looking good. It's probably going to be a horrible decision to mess with this, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, good lord. There we go. Perfect. Now that it's done, we can seal it tightly. Nice and tightly. Ta-da! And there you have a terrarium. I think it's pretty cute, and I think that you guys, if you make one at home, would enjoy it too. If you want a tutorial on how to make the bottom part, it's really easy. Actually, you don't even need a tutorial. You really just take some rocks or pebbles and just put it in there in the bottom for a layer of filtration, for a filtration layer. And then you take dirt and you funnel it in however much you want in there, really. I put about 2 inches in there of dirt to, just why not. Hello, how are you today? And then obviously the greenery. See, I have a lot of room left in the top. I could put more things in there. And I might change my mind about sealing it, and I might put some more things in there. But for now, this is all that's going in there. And then I also need, again, water, because water is a necessity. And that is pretty much all there is to making a terrarium. You can also do it in pretty much any bottle that you want. You can put it in one like I did. I was kind of hoping I would have a clear bottle to do this with, but unfortunately I only had the green one. Hey, you work with what you got. And then, yeah, so there you have it. I was also thinking about painting on the bottle instead, like making a koi fish or like a moon face or something kind of like I did, like a moon face kind of like I did in that one YouTube short that I made with Scratch and a few of my other puppets, like Ace, with the paintbrush at the beginning, with Imagine Dragons in the background. I was thinking about doing a moon like I did on that bottle in that video, but I decided against it and decided to do a terrarium because I've never actually really showed you guys a terrarium before, and I thought it'd be kind of cool. And then we are going to work on this a little bit just so I can get some more done, because I have this much to go, and this part here took me a few days to make. So I really only need about one or so yeah, I only need about one or so more of these sections, so it should only take me a few more days to finish it all the way, but still, that's a few more days, and that is a lot of time, and I figured, hey, you know, I want to inform you guys on how to make cool things, because who doesn't want to know how to make cool things? Actually, well, what percentage is my phone at? My phone is at 11%. I probably should get off of here so that it doesn't die. I will finish the last pink, just so that if there's any new viewers, you guys can see how to do it. So basically, again, you just take this, you take a piece of cardboard or anything you want to use for a stencil. I have this, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then I wrap it around there about 23 times each, because I find it gives me the best result, and then I squeeze it together if it's needed, just like that. Take a piece of yarn, shove it under there, grab it. It's kind of hard to get under at first, but then you get it. Just like that. And then you tie it nice and neatly. I find neat works better than not neat, or untidy, maybe? Untidy, is that the right word? I think untidy is the right word for that. Pull that down, it's kind of crooked, and then cut this so that it's longer. And then I only have a little bit more pink yarn left, so I'm going to need to get more. Never mind, wait, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay, I think YouTube wouldn't like that yet. Okay, and then I put it under the yarn again, just like I did the first time, and I'm double knotting it again for good measures. Pull this guy down again before I cut it, and then slide right under there and snip it off, just like that, right in half, and then put it where it's needed. Just put the yarn right where you need it and tie it again. Again, make sure they're all double knots so that it stays. I cannot stress it enough, it needs to be double knots. If they're not double knots, they won't stay, they just would not be good. And then your tail would fall apart, or whatever you're making it, if it's a pom-pom even, it would fall apart. So please, please, please do double knots. If you're making anything out of yarn, make sure to double knot it. Can't stress that enough. And then you just brush it out. Ta-da! That's more layers done. Just like that. Ta-da! Alright, well, my beautiful people, I need to get going because my phone is low and I don't want it to die. So, have a great day. Bye-bye!